All right, hello and welcome back to another session of the Great Ace Attorney. Hope you guys are doing well as always. And last session, as I clear my throat, yeah, still recovering. I still a bit phlegmy, I would say. Maybe my voice has gone better. I don't know. Is my voice permanently stuck like this? Who knows? But yeah, last session we met with Mr. Drebber. We saw his workshop, we caught him, and now we're in court. We're trying to win the trial, of course. The problem we have right now is that we're trying to prove to the jury that the Kinesis machine was a bit of some trickery, right? It was a bit of that Mr. Drebber did a bit of a thing or two. Is it sabotage? I guess you could say. Yeah, he sabotaged, there was a bit of collusion. We also point fingers at Connie Sheath, the forensic scientist, because we believe that... Is there another character? Is there another person? A body double, maybe? But it wasn't listed in the forensics. Apparently, the forensics were saying that only Mr. Odie... Was his name? Asman? Odie... Or is it a man? Well, whoever it was, Mr. Victim... He was the only one. There was no other fingerprints or whatever. But we believe that there's some kind of, body double or whatever. Alright, so here's the juror, juror number 6. She's never been an accomplice. Referring to Mr. Cardi. Mrs. She's not Mrs., she's Miss. Miss Cardi Seath. No, actually, she has a daughter, so maybe it is Mrs. Seath. Yeah, actually, maybe she is a married woman. Alright. Okay, this is troubling, but surely the waxwork... The man's stall is nothing to do with the coroner, isn't it? Oh yeah, also, I don't even know. What are we trying to prove? We're proving that the Kinesis machine wasn't real, of course. It was just a sabotage trick. Trying to put the blame onto Mr. Professor Hairbrain. I don't know why I'm saying Misters and Misses like no tomorrow. Okay, accusing someone without right evidence. Let's hope I get this right, because we weren't doing well in the trial last session. It seems the introduction of this waxwork model to the proceeding has polarized opinion. Alright, given that his face... I don't know why I'm looking at my preview. Should be looking here. Given that the face is obscured and its build in no way resembles that of the victim, yeah. I can only applaud my learned friend's temerity as suggesting it as Mr. Asman's body double. Alright, so I'm saying that the waxwork was the one in the balloon, right? Because we saw the head in Drebber's workshop with the... what do you call it? The prototype balloon in his room. The small model of the balloon. Okay, that's why I have a strong feeling it's greater... it's actually a greater clue than anyone else. I mean, it's going to be a bit wild that Sheath is colluding with Drebber. That's the crazy part. Because I didn't put that 2 to 2. And I guess that was the answer at that one point. Alright, it's something far more significant than whether or not the model looked like the victim. Yeah, I'm not saying that it might have the same weight, but I'm not saying that it was, the identical body double. I'm just saying it was the double that was in the hot air balloon that fell in the... I don't even know how did they move the body? You tell me. Alright, the defense rebuttal. I don't know why I said that. Rebuttal? I've known that woman for years. She'd never be an accomplice to anything. Alright, let's press. The order of things seems to have changed around here for some reason. I'm a copper, lad. It's a copper's discretion to bend the rules sometime when needs must. What's wrong with that? Where do I start? I've been working at the yard for 40 odd years. That's even more than I thought. 4 decades. We've only had a metropolitan police service in town for 70 years, you know. Of course, times have changed. The public didn't trust coppers back when I started. It was rough. We had to fight crime, and we had to fight to win the public's trust as well. And we did win. We did. And win we did. Yeah, that's true. Like, how did... I mean, I didn't learn this in history. I was all about the Renaissance and all that jazz. But how did the police, like, even, like, happen? And the justice system. That's something I want to know. Now, maybe I'll look that up later on the stream, maybe after the stream. Okay, about 10 years ago, it was when I was still a youngish Bobby on the bean. That's when she started making a name for herself as a top-class coroner. How old is this guy? She's not that old, she's only like 34 or something. We can say that. She's like 34 or 7. She's 39. Oh. Whoop. Yeah. When she was making a name, she's 39. So this guy must be like 60, right? Or 50. He said he was young, so in his 20s. Does that make sense? Yeah. If it was 20 years and she was 19 and this guy was like 50. No, that doesn't make sense. And he'll be 30? Alright, it's what we've all dreamt of back then, I'll tell you. Maybe this guy's in his 40s, so, you know, age can hit hard to anyone. Did you tell me without holding the gun in the air? Alright, we were all out to uphold justice, lad. Full of whim. We were full of vim. Alright, that's coming across loud and clear. You know, I don't like the costume. You know, they should have gave him the armband on this costume. Alright, it's utter nonsense to think those two would ever be conniving with one another. Why is that? We weren't only starting to understand this case. What are you reading there, sir? Local papers. The man behind those murders on Solar Pond Street was caught in 2 days flat. That's real policing for you. It's really not relevant to the case, isn't it? No, you're wrong there. Because it was Dr. Sheath in charge of examining the bodies. There was evidence arising from her work that led to the arrest of the scoundrels responsible. Oh. That's right, oh. That woman is at the forefront of this country's fight against crime. The idea that she's somehow involved in this murky business is a load of tosh. It was up to me to press the jurors, not the other way around. Alright, most troubling, but surely the waxwork the man stole has nothing to do with the coroner. Hold it! Why would you assume that? Well, quite simply because that unsettling swindler has no relationship with the woman, does he? True, as it stands, we don't know any connection. I think there'll be a connection. Gosh, but it would be delightfully romantic if they were somehow to have a mutual interest in the waxwork. Romantic? A woman of society such as myself views everything in terms of relationships, you know. Well, you learn something new every day, even if you don't want to. One might wonder about a possible relationship between the defendant and this coroner woman. Yeah, that's true. Or perhaps between the defendant and the handsome prosecutor just watch out. A bit of BL? Is that what it's called? Yeah, that's what it's called. Don't search that up. Alright? Don't search what BL is and why I know that knowledge. I have my own problems with members of the police. I do not trust them much. Yeah, wasn't this guy... I don't remember. Was this guy a Joe from... Isn't he the... Oh no, he's not. He wasn't the Russian guy. He was like the criminal. He wasn't that. Let's just say we run into each other on numerous occasions while I've been performing on the street. Right, I see. Obviously, artists such as... I thought that said arthritis for a second. Cannot appear on stage as we work in close proximity to our audience. So we perform our greater magic in parks, on the street, corners and the like. But the police use... Ooh, something happened here. Alright, alright, pursue. Excuse me. Yeah, Naruhodo sounds British. I guess nowadays it's... he's adopted the accent, right? Mr. Automol. Who are you calling a mass murderer? I didn't say that. Sorry. My mistake. I got confused because I heard you look like him. You didn't look like anything like him. You want to be locked up, Sonny? Thanks, Mr. Sholmes. Who's Ottoman? What's going on? Perhaps we should move on. I was wondering if you had something you wanted to add in your response to what German number 3 just said. Yeah, that you gotta be careful holding the gun like that. I hope it's not loaded. Back in my day, back in the good old days, it wasn't like this. What was it like, sir? We worked our fingers to the bone to earn the public's trust, we did. And by Jove, we earned it. People respected us back then. Respected you? Huh. No one would have called the coroner into question in these days. Oh, in them days. Coroner's report was the hallmark of an investigation done right. Especially when Dr. Connie Stevens put her name on it. I'm guessing that's her mother. Jeez. Wait. No. Maybe Sheath, because she's married, right, is her... What'd you call it? Stevens is her mother's maiden name, right? What are you talking about? Who's Connie Stevens? Ah, sorry. Got a bit carried away there. Yeah, Connie Stevens is... Stephen is Dr. Sheath's maiden name. Yeah, there you go. Mother's name? I don't know why I say mother's name. It's a maiden's name, yeah. So that was before she was married. Yeah, that's true. It is a Mrs. It's Sheath now, isn't it? Yeah, Stevens. I've seen that name somewhere recently. Yep, it was in here. The professor's... autopsy. Oh, I think they know. Now I know why they might be acquainted. Back then, when he was doing the grave robbing shed. Maybe that's when they met up. Okay, I see. But do you think you could change your statement to include that name? Yes. I don't see why not. Alright, hold on. We got a lead. She was Connie Stevens back when I knew her, of course. Allegedly coroner even then. Where? But do I have to, like... Yeah, I still have to pit it. I have seen no rigorous proof that this waxwork was ever inside the birdcage, just conjecture. Choosing someone without right evidence. Maybe we still have to press... I've got to ask, why have you brought that con in the car with you? Colonel Cobb. He's been growing back on the farm. Picked him off on the way into town. He's a proper nibbler, he is. Yes, the nibbling seems to be taking quite a while. Maybe we could wait until after the trial. Oh, I don't like the sound of that. You need colonels at times like these. I don't know why... You know when they have these, you know, like this kind of like... I don't know if it's like northerner, but... Alright. Oh shit, game promoted. Wait, hold on. Wait, I'm doing quick work here. Hold on. Wait, hold on. I'm still doing something. Wait, hold on. Yeah, well, let's just go on what I was about to say. You know, like the northern accent? Even though they're all from, I guess it's rural London, right? Rural, yeah, hold on. Okay, done. Rural London, and that's why they all have the weird northern... I mean, they're not northerners. I know northerners... I mean, northerners have, like, that kind of slur of words, right? You know, cutting words, you know, ball of water. I don't think ever... You know, like... You say ball... You know, when someone who's not British says, oh yeah, say ball of water. And we all say ball of water without saying the T's. I think it varies from different places, right? Because there's probably like posh people that say bottle of water. Maybe. Maybe they do say bottled water, but in a posh accent. But, you know, London's a big place. There's also all different kinds of accents here and there and everywhere, right? So, but it just reminds me that someone who, you know, like someone like Gina could be like Northerner, but not really, right? Okay, well, a joke here. I know it seems a little far-fetched to think that the waxwork model of the professor was in the birdcage, but on the other hand, it explains a lot. If there's really a reason why that particular waxwork had to be used as Mr. Asman's double, we must do everything we can to make the jurors understand him. The truth is, I'm sure that the key to it, but it's the most puzzling part of it too. In that case, you should see what additional information you can glean whilst trying to change the juror's mind. If you can read a book whilst eating a rice cracker, Miss Naoda, I'm sure you can do this. Right. Yes. Multitasking. Oh yeah, I haven't pressed this, right? She was legendary, was she? What do you say? Ah. That woman is still the best coroner in the land. Head of the forensics investigation team. It's gonna be a sad tale that she's like alluding. I kind of like her aura, you know, the character design. But if she's the bad guy immediately, that's just... that doesn't bode well, right? We might not just see her. We might have to deal with her daughter. She's like some surgeon freak. Alright. I think the point you're trying to make that Dr. Sheath is an extremely talented coroner. Would that be fair? It would. If it were the fact that you were trying to drag the legendary woman's reputation through the mud. Let's pretend I didn't hear that. Legendary. Okay, maybe we pit it against it. It's utter nonsense to think the two would be conniving with one another. Oh, I gotta go back. Yeah. Do I put it? I don't even know. She was back then. She was a legendary coroner. It must be this, right? Oh, no. It might be this one. To link it to the autopsy report, right?
Objection.
Yeah, there we go. These two statements clearly contradict each other. Goodness gracious. To whose statement do you refer, counsel? So, juror number 2. Oh gosh, me? What can I do for you? I presume that you heard what juror number 6 said in his statement. He brought light to the maiden's name of the coroner, Dr. Sheath, which in turn has revealed a connection that wasn't apparent before. Well, naturally, as a woman of society, I find such connections and relationship irresistible. Pretty sure we've talked about it before. But, oh golly, I'm afraid I failed to see what you mean. Juror number 2, I mean. But she's maiden name is Stevens, and through that name, the coroner is very definitely linked to the waxwork of the killer. The defense has evidence to prove it. Yes, I do. My goodness. Evidence, you say? How utterly enthralling. Counsel, the court cannot overlook that last remark. I very much hope there's substance to your claim. Yeah, I do. Thanks, Mr. Shlomes. This. Yeah, right here.
Take that!
I have here a certain autopsy report from 10 years ago. A 10-year-old autopsy report? What relevance does that have? This is, of course, from the autopsy of the person portrayed in the waxwork. The killer known as the Professor. Professors? The man was a capital offender, so? That's right. This is the certification of death that was drawn up after the convict's execution. The identity of the killer was never made public, so the report gives few details. What's more important is the name of the coroner who wrote it. Connie Stevens. Oh my, Connie Stevens. Strike a light. Strike a light. It appears that the professor's autopsy was conducted by Dr. Sheath 10 years ago. And a few days ago, Mr. Joe very deliberately stole the waxwork of the professor from Madame Tussbell's. A waxwork that doesn't in fact resemble the victim, Mr. Asman, at all. And do you suppose there's some unsavory relationship between those events? Absolutely, I'm sure of it. There's no doubt in my mind that the professor's case is at the heart of a link that we have yet to uncover. As I birth my way. Man, every time I talk, I feel like I have to burp. This is how I breathe. The links, mystery connection, secret relationship. That is all most extra. I think I breathe through my mouth when I talk like this. I don't know why I'm saying that information here, but at least we've convinced juror number 2. Alright, juror number 6 as well. Now, while there's still cloud of suspicion hanging over the yard's best coroner. It wasn't like this my day, but we're still here to uphold justice in the end. Alright, so we've convinced them. Dad. Mrs. Sheath. Maybe a bit sus. Oh, I still have a pit against these people, so... Well, we haven't pressed for this guy, so let's go for that.
Hold it!
Do you claim the whole instant kinesis demonstration was a trick? That I did, but there's more than one way to pull a rabbit out of a hat, isn't there? Sorry? I grant you, given that this cage appeared from a mist and an explosion, there have been no need to use a real person. If Blackwood had been used, the culprit could at least have had the decency to make it look like the victim. I'm not sure exactly how much criminals are governed by decency. Point is, if you're going to make a claim about the waxwork being inside the birdcage, you need to give us some evidence. Without that, it's just not science. I suppose we should expect nothing less than an illogical argument from a fellow of the Royal Society. But that perhaps means his mind could change and represent him suitable evidence. Evidence that the professor's waxwork was inside the birdcage. Could I produce it or not? I haven't seen it yet. Let's see first. Well, I can state quite categorically, whatever, sir, that we had no such evidence at the present time. Categorically, man, I don't know why I can't pronounce some words in my life. Somebody had a gun. That proclamation was even brazier than yours, Mr. Harder. Yeah, if I had a gun on me and they said, you know, say this word. Categorically. Just how I say words, honestly. Okay, what's this? I have my own problems with members of the police. It is utter nonsense to think those two would ever be conniving with one another. Oh, wait. First, let me, yeah, the birdcage, right? Anything on the birdcage? There's this massive hole that it fell, and that's it. Yeah, it said it fell upright, but... Alright, maybe... How about the waxwork head, actually? Nothing except this lock, right? That we've looked into. I'm in quite the pickle. How about this? This photo. That looks like Odie. That doesn't look like a waxwork. How about this? Yeah, this. Some evidence with the piece of green and stuff. Can't find anything out of place. Yeah, I already checked that.
Hold it!
Yeah, should we continue on? What's our problems? Yeah, we see this. Sometimes they even cook up a story that extort monies from the poor. Well, that's definitely not right. Yeah, and it's why I say that if you trust the police, you will have trouble. Here you are, claiming this waxworks model was stolen, starring an illusionary spectacular. The idea is so wild, I think I will take my chances and believe the authorities on this occasion. This is how the public at large view Scotland Yard, is it? Our own police force in Tokyo is not even 20 years old yet, isn't it? Or is it? Perhaps we should view what's happened here in London as a measure of what might happen at home. Or may happen at home. Yeah, like a Scotland Yard stick. I wonder how a policeman would feel listening to the way this juror speaks about the force. Yeah, you already said that. I think we've gone over that part. Wait, can I go to the first one again? There's no need to press them, right? Yeah. Should we pin? I don't know who, though. Do I even have evidence for the... I don't know. Oh, yeah, I do. I do. It's this. It's this. I was like, yeah, let's examine it. We're in. This piece of glass is almost as thick as it was wide. Yes, I've never seen anything like it. If you were to compare it to a human, only Mr. Shlomes have such thick thing. There's really no need for a comparison, which now I know, as you well know. Anyway, it can only be from the Crystal Tower, surely. Yes, I think so too. It was probably made especially to meet the demands of that great structure. Yeah, I've got the evidence. Hold on. Do I just pit it against this and this? I do. Oh, yeah. No, I just pressed right. I've got evidence. I have evidence. I have something I'd like you to see, sir. Oh. I must warn you that I firmly believe it's only wise to trust men in white coats. So, given your Jack Black outfit, I don't mind admitting to the sense of, trepidation? You don't trust anyone in black. Looking in the mirror must be very trying, yeah. He's wearing black. I do have some evidence. Yeah, I do. It's this piece of broken glass. What's that? A piece of glass? It was unusually thick for glass. Exactly, yeah. It's a piece of broken glass that we found inside the jacket of the waxworks. Waxworks. As you say, it's no ordinary glass though. It's very thick and clearly made for extra strength. Much like the special glass that was developed for the construction of the Crystal Tower. The Crystal Tower. Holy smokes. Exactly. The centerpiece of the great exhibition where the very incident we're talking about took place. On the day in question, the birdcage fell from above and smashed through a window above that special glass. From whence this small piece originated, is that it? Precisely. So, what do you say? Convinced? Now that clear evidence in support of this assertion has been placed before you? You're right. Well, as I said, I only trust men in white coats as a rule. However, and the reasoning is sound, it's fair to say color shouldn't come into it. In light of what you've shown me in here, yes, I do feel obliged to change my position on the mountain. Nice. I pressed the wrong button. I was going to auto. Oh, it hasn't finished yet. Wait. Alright, so the presence of the piece of glass leaves me in little doubt that the waxwork was in... Oh god. No, god burped. It was indeed inside the birdcage. Do I press it again? Let's go for him. Thank you for reconsidering your position, sir. Your words are misplaced, boy. My opinion is governed by logic and science, and nothing else. Yeah, science is where you should direct your words to gratitude. Or of gratitude. Ah. What's the matter with you? Too good to say some words of thanks? To the mother of all academic subjects? What is it about scientists? Honestly. Oh shit, what have I done? I think I did it right. I think I did it. Goodness gracious, to whose statements do you refer, counsel? We could put down your con for a moment during number 5. Oh, you mean me? You pointed out that it's wrong to make accusations without evidence, but we have evidence. The accusation that the waxwork model was inside the second birdcage on the day in question is not without supporting evidence, as the defense demonstrated to the jury sitting beside you. Oh, is that right? Would it be fair to say Didn't follow the argument? I don't understand much besides Colonel Cobb, to be honest. Of course you don't. If I could interject here, please do, sir. Now that this assertion of yours about the waxwork has been backed up with some solid evidence, it would be wrong of me as a man of science not to pursue the matter further. Alright. Thank you very much. 3 for 3. Yeah, so... we got... do we do everyone? Or is it... if this brainy gentleman sees he's right, then he must be. See, I wouldn't dream of going against Colonel Cobb or anyone who's got stuffing between the ears. Success. We did it. We got the majority. We could call it that. Have we done it? Yeah, thank you, Council. That would do. As a result of the summation examination, the jury's overall leaning. 2 jurors now called guilty against 4 who called not guilty. Finally, the court has failed to reach a consensus at this time. And the trial must continue. Alright, we did it. I don't know, you know. We've done this like 50 times already. Do episode 1. The first game, episode 1 to 5. I should say episode 3 to whatever. 3 to 5, because episode 2 was the ship, right? Yeah, you know what this game does that's different? Is that, from the other Ace Attorneys, is that the trials continue, like, in another episode. Which is a bit wild. Because usually it's just like one and done, right? One episode. If there were multiple trials, it would just carry on. So they're trying to do something new here. Alright. Madame Tussbells is coming up on the stage here. I really thought that Lon Van Zeus would object to this whole line of inquiry. But he wants that not guilty verdict, of course. This is where Lord Van Zeus and the defense work together, just like Edgeworth. Yeah, Van Zeus is a... I would say Van Zeus is a cool prosecutor. He's up there. During this time, the prosecution will summon the new witness and prepare her for taking the stand. Madame Tussbells, yes. I shall see to it at once, my lord. Alright, so we're taking a little break. Thank God. We continued. To be continued. Do 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 do. Alright, yeah, get that save going. Have I done every single save? Yeah, I had. Okay. 24th of October. The Knight Errant himself. Oh, have you been watching from the gallery, Mr. Sholmes? I've been on the edge of my seat the entire time. Ballroom trials are fascinating affairs. As a spectator, at least. Glad you've been enjoying yourself. I have to ask. What on earth is going on? It makes no sense. What's this professor business all about? He doesn't look like a professor I ever met before. Who even is he? Oh, of course. You were in Germany already 10 years ago. Who knew a monster would come knock at your door? My health-felt sympathies. As it turns out, Lord Van Zeus is even more intimately tied to this case than any of us realize, isn't he? Yes, how true. His great friend from university in the dock. And now a waxwork of the killer who took his esteemed brother's life makes an appearance too. I imagine even the shrewd Mr. Reaper failed to foresee that kick in the teeth. Extraordinary move on your part, my dear fellow, to throw that in the front of the man. Make it sound deliberate. Can't help feeling, but this professor case is really very puzzling. Oh yes, in what particular manner? Well, there's Mr. Drebber, Dr. Seath, and Lord Van Zieks. It seems that everybody in the trial has a link to the case somehow. Yes. In fact, I alone am not a member of the set. Though that leaves me as an empty set, all alone with no intersection to any other. Excuse me? Is that... oh no, it's... Dr. Seath. Ah, Dr. Connie Sheath. Nee Stevens. How do you say that? Good day to you. The man is pulling out the formalities. Hello, Miss Sholmes. That was very shrewd of you. One in particular, pray. You requested that 10-year-old autopsy report from Gregson, didn't you? Why would you assume such a thing? Because Gregson told me. And? I think it's been 10 years. 10 years in the laboratory, wielding my scalpel. A smell of nothing but corpses and disinfectant. A policeman on jury had a lot to say about you, as it happens, Dr. Sheath. And I've accused you of being complicit in what happened. I'm hoping that you'll take the stand and tell the truth. Whoops, bit of a mouth noise there, sorry about that. What really happened? Don't know why I even pointed it out. That certainly won't be possible. Oh. Lord Van Zieks won't be summoning me as a witness. Lord Stronghad has forbidden it. Lord Stronghad? The Pandora's box you were warned about is the professor's case. And please don't make the mistake of thinking you'll get any information about it out of me. But attempting to hide from the truth. That's cowardice. I've always fought crime in the way that I see fit. I have no regrets, none at all. And that's all I came here to say. So, good day to you. Mentioned it too. It's Pandora's box. What does it all mean? There's really no cause for concern, I assure you, when the trial resumes. Huh? Now then, I believe it's almost time. I must make my way back to the public gallery. The edge of my seat awaits. I think maybe you're enjoying yourself a little too much. Oh yes, one word of warning before I go. If, in the course of the trial this afternoon, you perceive even a shadow of doubt about the truth, don't let it out of your sight. Pursue it like a dog with a bone. It's a better end, you understand. Do not falter, whatever may come to pass. Alright, I understand. Thank you. Good, I shall make myself scarce then. I purchased the bar of caramel earlier, so I shall be gnawing on that as you gnaw away at the truth. Sholmes' caramel. What, is that his brand? What does that warning from Mr. Sholmes really mean? I wonder. Especially that bit about whatever may come pass. I bet you Sholmes got this case done and dusted. He knows. Time for the final chapter then. I'm determined to find the truth. Alright, this might be it. I may finish the case here. We got an hour and 20 left on the clock. Now the professor's still there. Waxwork. In the name of Her Majesty the Queen, I hereby reconvene the proceedings of this court. Counsels for the defense and prosecution, are you ready and able to continue? The prosecution is ready, my lord. Yes, my lord. The defense is also ready. As the court is aware, the case under our scrutiny began with the damaging incident of the Great Exhibition. Yet, we now find ourselves embroiled in the details of the convicted felon who was sent to the gallows decades ago. This trial has suddenly defied all expectation. That seems to be the fate of all trials in which this Nipponese is involved, my lord. So then, let us begin our exploration of the defense assertion that the Waxworld was kindly involved in this manner. Lord Van Zeeks, my lord, are we still awaiting the arrival of Madame Tuspels? No, she's in the antechamber. It's not what's it called? The antechamber? It could be the antechamber, I think, as we speak. And ready to be summoned. I don't think it's the antechamber. I think it's the ant chamber. Silent E, I believe. At once, my lord. Aleph, show Madame Tuspels to the stand. It's about to become a lot more intense. If Mr. Drebber is responsible, as I'm sure he is, it means he must have accomplice. Dr. Sheath. What connects the pair, though? It's the waxwork. Yes. The body of the professors. That's the key to the link between these otherwise unrelated individuals. It's a tenuous link, admittedly, but at present, it's all we have to go on. Oh, it's a bit dirty, my, Wait, is that... Wait, hold on. Never mind. Alright, name and occupation? Oh, damn. My name is Madame Esmeralda Tuspels. I'm a waxwork artisan. And the proprietress of the Madame Tuspels Museum of Maxwell's. of Waxworks. You will have to pardon me for working as I testify. My new exhibit must open very soon. That looks like a sculpture of Mr. Schlome's. Oh, so he finally gets the statue, does he? Now, there are two of them in the world. Oh my. What expression is she carving onto that face? A number of days ago, a particular waxwork model was stolen from your museum. Can you confirm this? Oui, that is true. Is she French? Oui. At first, we believed he had been kidnapped. A waxwork model? Kidnapped? Yes, my lord. There was a demand for ransom money left behind the culprit. However, according to what I've been just told outside the courtroom, that was not the true reason. I understand it was utilized as a substitute for the body of a murdered victim. As I get something to drink. I know him well, apparently. He's a part of my what is that? Odious personages exhibit. Perhaps their faces are very similar. Are you suggesting that we should see now the damask visage of the professor? Oh, she has the key. I have here the key, but it's strictly forbidden to open the lock. This is absurd. Pardon? I don't know what face you've carved onto the fancy figure beneath the mask. But, clearly, it won't be that of the actual killer. Indeed. The man's identity was never made public after all. Yeah, but... Yeah, I don't understand why there's a... So there's an actual metal mask. Iron mask. On the professor. Therefore, it means the Waxwork has a face. The condemned man was summarily executed. His identity remains a closely guarded national secret. There's no possible way that a repository of tawdry exhibits could get his hands on that information. Yeah, but how does Drebber even have the key? Quell damage? It seems you are unaware of Tuspel's principles. What principles? Oh. Family Tuspel has always prided itself on sculpting its muscles a la perfection. That was my own spin to it. Every detail, including the visage, is fashioned with complete fidelity. Et voilà, our principles. There's a well-known legend about the Tuspels waxworks from the time of the French Revolution. A member of the Tuspels family is said to have made a waxwork of the Queen who was executed. Oui, that is true. It was a century ago now. I believe the Queen's face was carved in the minutes following her death, actually at the guillotine side. Yeah. You are correct. The model is on display still today in the House of Horrors. We Tuspels will stop at nothing to obtain a faithful replica of our subjects. Yeah, me. A somewhat disturbing tenacity of purpose. It is the only way to obtain a truly lifelike representation of the subject. And it has been a family secret for generations. Do you mean to say that beneath that mask, the true visage of the killer is there? This is ludicrous. It's out of the question. The professor spread terror throughout Great Britain. As a result, the Madame Tuspel special exhibit remains extremely popular even today. The killer emerging from his own grave. It is a sight to behold. You should come. For 5 shillings, apparently. I think, Madame, it would be beneficial to hear your formal testimony on this matter. To explain every detail of this macabre model and your personal involvement in this creation. Yeah, I said macabre probably before. This macabre. Learned that recently. Learned that recently. More like I got refreshed. I'm pretty sure I said macabre before. And just zoned out and said macabre. The special exhibit in the House of Horrors is based on the rumor that shocked society in London. The impression of the visage, or the visage, I don't know how you say it. I say visage for some reason, was taken directly from the corpse in accordance with Tuspel's family principles. I enlisted the aid of the gravedigger and created a mold for the head in the cemetery just before the interment. I hid myself until he gave me a signal. I was there for a very long time that night. As that approached, I was very worried that I could be discovered. Wait, so she joined with... This is getting a bit crazy. I'll do all that's necessary. Wait, do we have the... Is the photo an old photo? Young photo? Yeah, but the thing is, this is black and white, so we don't know his color. Color? His hair color. Nobody else knew on his gravedigger what Ham did do. I guess we've got to press for the gravedigger, so he truly started. The face of that monster. Naturally, I was aware at the time that his identity was a secret. The Tuspels would not be Tuspels if we did not insist on absolute fidelity to our sculptures. I don't believe this. I myself have seen the special exhibit at your museum, Madame. A truly blood-curdling scene in which the murderer is emerging from his own grave. Yeah, you can hear my voice is like going out already. Still haven't recovered. I think I'll go for the next like 12 minutes, and when the hour comes, we'll just start talking. Alright, here's the article. Yeah, there it is. Man rises from the grave. Too absurd for words. Fully enjoy absurdity, Monsieur. Mademoiselle, Monsieur? That is, I have reproduced the scene as carefully as possible in my museum. And it was a waxwork from that exhibit. It was stolen for some days before the incident at the Great Exhibition, wasn't it? That's correct. The professor you see here before... Well, you see before you here. Most puzzling. As for the defense, proceed with the cross-examination. Yeah, this waxwork linked Drebber to Dr. Sheath. There has been some reason for that, which hasn't yet come to light. I'll find it. I'm guessing the grave robber was Dr. Drebber. He's not a doctor. It is Drebber. Mr. Drebber. Enoch Drebber. I think we got it. I think we know what we're looking for, but which... Oh, we got full health. Thank Christ. The shock society. That's not it. It's the... Okay, this one right here.
Hold it!
Shit, that's illegal, isn't it? It would seem the proprietress of this repository of novelties was blinded by monetary greed. It had nothing to do with money. The man is part of London's criminal history. That is why I had to sculpt him, to record this history. It is the raison d'etre, I don't know how to say it, of the Tuspels Museum. If the man was convicted in the closed court and sent for immediate execution, then surely nobody but the members of the whatever, prison, know the killer's true identity. Judiciary? Whatever. I assure you, behind the mask is hidden the true face of the professor. Do you realize what you're saying? The professor's identity is a national secret. I understand. Now that the truth about the special exhibit has been revealed, it must perhaps close. If you don't tread, alright, a bit threatening. I think, don't you? So, 10 years ago, on the night of Professor's execution, you took a waxwork impression of his face from the corpse. Oui, exactement. Wait, is that a word in French? Right. You were there longer than you expected to be? I had some difficulties in capturing the subject's form correctly. As I removed the mask, the mouth of the cadaver fell open. I had some problems with the chin. Dare I ask? The man had been dead for a short while already, you see. His muscles were relaxing and consequently his chin would not align itself correctly. Oh dear, what a horrible thought. Under normal circumstances, I would have insisted with me. However, that night, I was alone. And as a consequence, I missed my preferred window of time. What do you mean? When I take the impression of the visage of a cadaver, I always wait until 3 hours after death. Oh. Why 3 hours? Is that amount of time significant? It's because of rigor mortis. Rigor mortis? Oh no, here we go. Busting out the book. His name given to a phenomenon that occurs in recently deceased bodies. Yeah, it stiffens up. The muscles in the body begins to stiffen. By approximately 10 hours post the death, the entire body is completely rigid and inflexible. And then, from the point on, the muscles slowly start to revert to their relaxed state. The effect is often used to estimate the time of death when the body is discovered. Well, that was an education, if a slightly scary one. As the mademoiselle says, rigor mortis commence 3 hours after death and it starts in the jaw. I see, so that's why you wait. For that time, the mouth falls open and it's very difficult to do my work. Yeah, isn't it not legal to do grave robbing? It's hard for me to do my work with all the talk of corpses. I wonder about the information the court just heard from Madame Tussbells. I think it's significant. Okay, wait, hold on. Must be with this then. Midnight. Of course, I do not mind at all. Can't help feeling that after this latest topic, the atmosphere in the courtroom has become extremely grave. There's no time for jokes, Mr. Sato. Right, amend the testimony, please. Alright, Bincia. Right, now we have to press this again. Rigor mortis being the phenomenon you described, whereby the corpse becomes stiffened after death. I think you said that it starts at the jaw about 3 hours post-death. Is that right? I'm not going to say that. And of course, the exact duration depends a little on the season. I didn't realize a artesian would be so well versed in the subject. No. There's only elementary knowledge in the field of legal medicine. Well, I had no idea about it, but maybe I won't admit my ignorance about forensic science. Oh yeah, I can ask my father to give you a very simple primer. The corpses should be your domain. I'm not good with them. Oh dear. I'll do my very best. As dawn approached, I was very worried that I could be discovered. because it was before the onset of rigor mortis.
Hold it!
Is it the autopsy report? It might be. What time of day was it then, approximately? Well, I could not say. But when I left the cemetery with my utensils and wax, the morning light was becoming invisible. The accident took place on 17th of June, which had the earliest sunrise of that year. Indeed, it did. First light would have been around 4:40 in the morning. It really is early. Wait, can you amend that statement? Before daybreak, of course, yeah. Had to hurry. Is it me, or does Mr. Sloan seems to be taking shape more quickly now, too? You certainly appear to go to extraordinary lengths for your work, madame. Yeah, this one's significant, right? This one is the significant one. Alright, maybe. Because if it's 4:40, she couldn't do it, right? Rigor mortis would have been. Alright, I'm going for it. This might be it. Must be this autopsy report, right?
Objection!
Oh, no, man. You fucked up. May I have to press?
Hold it!
There's the one before. I knew that the warden from the prison would commence his patrol of the area. Can you just pay off the warden too, then? I had already paid the gravedigger, as I said. You cannot buy the silence of everyone, or the secret no longer a secret, yeah. It was 4:40. Can you add that, please, to the statement? Should be around 4 when you began sculpting. I must be correct. That would be when the gravedigger gave me the signal to come out of hiding. That's all I have to go on. Dr. Sheath went along with Drebber's plan. Now, if that's really true, then the professor's the only thing we can think of that links the pair of them. So, I feel for sure that the waxwork must be a clue to this mystery somehow. Alright. Should I do this one? If it ain't in, I'm not gonna be happy. Alright. Alright, here the autopsy report that was filed 10 years ago now. It confirms the death of the professor following his execution at the gallows. And is that a problem? Yes, I believe it is. Because your testimony and a particular detail in the report contradicts. Wait, are you going to explain my Nipponese friend? According to his testimony, Madame Tuspel was creating her waxwork impression just before dawn, and at that time, rigor mortis had not just set in. That's my file, yeah, correct. Sniffing the jaw is the first sign of rigor mortis 2 to 3 hours after death. The man's chin was limp, so he couldn't have been dead for a long time. But, on the other hand, if you look at Dr. Sheath's report, it quietly states the following. Death by hanging confirmed at midnight. 17th of June. Yeah, no, that's a big no, yeah. Yeah, oui. If you're right, the chin, it would have been completely stiff. In other words, this report is wrong.
Objection!
Alright. Bring her in, Van Zeeks. No coroner makes mistakes when recording the time of death. The very idea is absurd. In that case, there's only one possible conclusion. The execution didn't actually take place at the stated time. I'm possible. I'm impossible. Order. Cancel. This is beyond folly. Not only do you indict the authors of the report, Dr. Sheath, you also implicate members of the staff at Barclay Prison where the execution took place. By heck, extraordinary. On my day.
Objection!
My learned friend appears to have overlooked one very crucial fact. Yeah, what's the fact? The professor died that night, without question. Did? Of course he did. Yeah, but how did he move? What the fuck? With the Whoa, okay. Whoa, I'm going in. Yes, the professor died that night. But what if he didn't die at the gallows? Didn't die at the... Are you insane? What exactly the suggestion did happen in that case? Oh my god, he died when he saw... What the hell? He saw... Drebber. I have evidence. Alright, present the evidence at once. The evidence that allegedly explains what really happened tonight. I don't have it. Must be the newspaper, right?
Take that!
What happened that night is written very plainly in the newspaper article. Executed criminal returns in the dead of night at local cemetery. You're suggesting it was a corpse? Coming back from the dead now? No. The reverse. Alright, is he dead? Wait, is he? I don't think he was dead. And was killed again. Yeah, assumed dead, yeah. Don't be fooled. That's simply a rumor. Published by the gutter press. Oh, those damn tabloids. No, we shouldn't trust them. Are you serious? Point is, as the article says, there was a witness to what happened. My word, yes indeed. Masui. Mais? No, man, I'll skip the French. The young man who stole into the cemetery by chance that night. Of course, there was a witness. Story didn't write up himself, but obviously the man made it all up. In any case, this was 10 years ago now. There should be no hope of finding him. You fool. On the contrary, my lord, we all know this witness well. What? Are you suggesting, counsel, that you identified the person in question? And you know who claims to have seen these early incredible events take place? Yes, my lord. In fact, you can say he's right here, before my very eyes. Yeah. You will substantiate your latest claim now, counsel. Who is the alleged witness? It's of course Drebber.
Take that!
The man in question is Mr. Anoke Drebber. Drebber? Previous witness? A special exhibit in the House of Horrors at Madame Tussbell's Museum of Waxworks recreates that decade-old scene in great detail. A condemned criminal emerging from the grave. And beside the tomb, a young man with a lantern stumbling upon a terrifying sight. That young man is a 10-year younger Mr. Anoke Drebber. What's that Anoke? What's that Anoke? Order. Surely not, counsel. Who was that? Anoke Cemetery? What's all this talk about Mr. Drebber? Is the name significant? Of course. Madame Tussbells doesn't know, does she? Oh yeah, he stole it. Yes, it's extremely significant, madame, to your situation as well, in fact. What situation? The theft of the Professor Waxwork from your museum some days ago was perpetrated by the very same man. None. But that would mean he did some grave robbing, literally. Madame Tussbells, it appears you know the name, Anoke Drebber. Yeah, he's the guy. Oui, yes, I know it. From long ago in the past. Goodness gracious. Explain yourself. Tell us everything you know. Come on, put two to two together. He's the gravedigger, right? Story of the young man and the terrible sight he witnessed in the cemetery 10 years ago. It's published in every single newspaper in London and throughout Great Britain. However, in all of the articles, the witness was simply described as a certain young man. No details were published about his identity. His name was never revealed. That is, apart from in one newspaper. Oh, you have it. Daily Circus. It's the paper from which comes the article I've already shown in card. It's saying that his full name was only publicized in that article. And it's me. Yes, here it is. I didn't say it. Is it in there? Mr. Noak Drubber. Well, I need to see. Yeah, the university student. The university student who experienced this shock event is Mr. Noak Drubber. The disciple of science at the University of London. And a resident of its student dorms. Yeah, he's gonna say it. Unbelievable. I didn't even see that. What a cool detail. Yeah, because it was like in the dark, man, on that bottom left. When I read the article, I went to meet the man. The discovery of the condemned criminal coming back to life in the cemetery in the dead of night would be a perfect exhibit for my house of horrors, whether it was the truth or not. I see. So you weren't me. You have an odd sculpt of waxwork the man, did you? Wait, so he wasn't the grave robber? He was just a poor student. I paid him £5 to model for the waxwork. And since that time, it has been in my museum to recreate the scene of terror from the cemetery. Well, I'm confused. Was he not the grave robber? I don't understand. Didn't he dig up the thing? Try to dig up. No, I'm a bit confused. What's going on? Oh, or maybe this was in two different instances. Yeah. So, 10 years ago, a young man appealed to the public about an extraordinary event he witnessed. A criminal who had been put to death, re-emerging from his grave in the middle of the night. But the public treated his claim as nothing more than an amusing anecdote that was soon forgotten. 10 years later, the same man steals the waxwork model of the executed criminal. Ostensibly to use as a body double for the victim in the case we're discussing here today. Even though the waxwork's build is a poor match for the victim, and its face is obscured by a mask. So the question is, why would the man do such a thing? Which brings us to 3 days ago when the birdcage crashed into the Crystal Tower. If the birdcage had in fact contained not the body of Mr. Asmund but the same waxwork, the coroner from Scotland Yard who investigated Dr. Sheaf would have noticed immediately. And yet, she submitted this autopsy report for the victim, which the court had seen earlier. Why? Because the waxwork was that of the professor. Is that what you're saying? Dr. Sheaf put her name up to a document confirming the death of a condemned criminal who was still alive. The criminal whose apparent resurrection was witnessed by Mr. Joe. Wait, was Odie professor? No, but is he dead? I don't understand. But that misconducted was a deadly secret. The coroner would do anything to protect. Which is precisely why Mr. Drebber used that particular waxwork as the body double. I don't understand. My lord, this court must summon Dr. Cease to the stand. The defense is determined to find out exactly how the coroner and Mr. Drebber are connected. Wait, I'm not allowed to do that. He's unable to participate in these proceedings. Not the case? No, but Van Ziek's one answers. Told us this herself, didn't she? Yeah, it wasn't too long ago. Oh, he said he wouldn't be serving. Lord Stronghand forbade it. Yeah, I was gonna say I just don't understand what just happened, but let me see. Let's go back. Alright. 10 years later, and used as a body double, even though the waxwork build is a poor match. Yeah, so the question is, why would he do that? I mean, this just... Yeah. So this is just establishing that Mr. Drebber knew Sheath, and the reason why he used that waxwork was because maybe it looked like Asmund, which obviously is known the face by Sheath, right? Alright, yeah. Oh, here we go. It's like, yeah, fuck Lord Stronghand. Yeah, the assigned prosecutor has the final say. Yeah, let's go, Zeeks. Let's go, Zeeks. Let's go, Zeeks. Let's go, Van Zeeks. Let's go, Van Zeeks. Alright. They weren't colluding with one another. This crime could have never been committed. I'm just a stone's throw away. I can feel it. Truth behind all of this is about to come out, and probably is a good time to cut the pod.